Welcome to Astrology Land. My name is Michael Erlewine, and I've been studying and practicing astrology for something like 50 years now. In fact, here's a photo of the Heart Center Astrological Library, where I have been the curator for many years. This is probably the largest library of its kind in the world. In this series of short videos, I will present some key astrological concepts in what I hope for you is an easy-to-understand format. At the end of the video, I will point out where you can find many free ebooks on astrology, or even get a personal StarTypes report written by yours truly. Now let's get started. This series of videos is about a concept that I call StarTypes. I've been working with it for some 40 years, and although I know and have programmed almost every existing astrological technique, this is the most fascinating of all, of any technique that I've come across, and it's something that I would like to share with you. StarTypes is what I call a life path astrology, because it has to do with our Dharma path. It's not about the outside of us. It's not about our personality. It's not about the way we appear. It's about the way we are beneath our appearances. And I call StarTypes life path astrology because it interprets large-scale planetary patterns that are happening in the sky above us right now. And it helps to map or chart the Dharma, our life path of someone down here on Earth. You don't have to be an astrologer to understand what StarTypes is about, because astrology with using StarTypes is very graphic. For me, it was an open window into who I was, why I'm here, and what on earth I might be good for, my life purpose. StarTypes makes it easy to get a picture of your personal life path archetype. It provides a graphic image of our inner self, the actual journey we're on. Now, we all have some sense already of who we are, but much of what we now know about ourselves may be just the result of our upbringing and our surroundings, or something that we've been told or programmed, where really we might like to get another view of who we are than what we've been given so far. Regardless of how much self-discovery you may have experienced up to this point, astrology offers an additional view on whatever idea you may now have of yourself. I like to call it a second opinion. At least in my case, I really needed a second opinion from what I was raised in understanding myself. Getting some kind of outside or second opinion can make all the difference in how we see ourselves. It gives us another view, like a stereo view. It's one thing to have some kind of idea about yourself, and quite another to find where you belong in this world, although the two are closely connected. We have to know who we are before we can know where we fit in. Now, some will say that this video is about finding your tribe, the particular group of individuals in this world that you already belong to and have always been a part of. You've been looking for them, but they've also been looking to find you. When you meet one another, there will be mutual recognition and delight, for you have always belonged together. And this is even more true when it comes to finding a life path partner, someone, the one person that you're meant to be closest to in this life. Finding just the right chemistry with another person is perhaps the main focus in StarTypes Astrology. StarTypes is about finding out who you are and where on earth you might fit in or belong. It's not about learning a lot of astrological jargon. In fact, this video is easy to learn and understand. Next, I want to talk about just a common experience we all have, and I call it waiting to be found. Waiting around through our life to be found or recognized or discovered for who we really are. It's not an exception on this planet. It's more like the rule. Almost all of us, at least secretly, dream of being found, being cherished and known, recognized, or of fitting into just the spot that exists somewhere for us, and with just a life partner and the group of people who will love and accept us just as we are. And there's a reason we all share this dream. Most of us find it hard to rest in this life until we either have discovered ourselves or have been discovered and valued at some deep level by those around us. It's not just something to hope for. It's something that needs to happen in each of our lives for us to feel whole. It's a dream we all share. Yet there's not much day-to-day mention in this society about this dream. Although it's a dream we all have, the dream of being found and recognized. You know, I know you. You're part of me. We belong together. This dream exists, nevertheless. And it seems the society is embarrassed if any of us dare to mention that we might want to be found. We might want some attention, at least enough to know that we belong somewhere, perhaps to someone, and that we are here for some worthwhile purpose. It's funny to me that we seem socially to be embarrassed for others to get what we each secretly yearn for ourselves. Most of us don't mind getting a little attention once in a while, at least I don't. If we've been waiting a long time to be recognized and can't wait any longer to be found, to be discovered, our life is passing, we just have to get on with the business of discovering ourselves. This is the way it works. If you're not being discovered and are tired of waiting, you can always learn to discover yourselves. That's what I have had to do, not that I'm anywhere near done with that process. If we're tired of waiting for the right life partner to come along, we can also do something about that. The best way I know to cause the universe to send out a partner tailored just for us is to get busy discovering something about our own self. It's almost like a law of nature that those who find or discover themselves in this life are somehow the most attractive to others. As we find ourselves, others can suddenly see us too. Finding out something about who you are is like a magnet when it comes to attracting others. This series of videos is about just that, finding out who you are. And self-discovery is just that, it's discovering the self. It doesn't matter how, where, or when you do it, the result is the same. In fact, it would almost appear that there are only ways or paths to self-discovery. Maybe that's how tired we all are of just waiting to be discovered. The process of self-discovery is what this video is about, and although there are many roads to that, here we will discover ourselves through the crystal prism of astrology. Now, this approach that I'm taking is a little different than most modern astrological texts, which focus mainly on the astrology of our personality. You know, how we appear, how we look, the outer circumstances of our life. But here we're going to look more at the astrology of our inner self or soul. I call it the astrology of the heart. We all have personalities on the outside, and we have some kind of soul or center within us. Somewhere between this outer personality, the way we look and appear on the one hand, and the absolute at some distance, like God or eternal essence or the total awareness. Between those two, between God and our person, there are styles or general ways of being, groups or tribes. Now, these have been called archetypes by some, or lineages by others, and tribes is a good word. The groups that we belong to naturally, we behave similarly, we have similar things in common. What tribe do you belong to? And what I'm referring to here is the general relationship group to which each of us belongs. And we do each have such a group, even though many of us have not yet found that group, or we haven't been found by our own group. Those that are looking for us are the same ones that we're looking for. We're looking to find one another. We can't help but look around through our whole life for where we belong and for the members of the group, our tribe that we belong to. Discovering yourself, or being discovered for whomever you are, is really a big deal. In fact, finding a compatible life partner is crucial for many of us. I think that's enough for this video. Well, that completes one concept, something for you to think about. Now, where to go from here? For those of you interested in learning more, I can suggest several resources depending on your time and interest. First, I have a free ebook that I wrote on StarTypes that introduces these concepts. The book runs 753 pages and contains 230 full-color illustrations done by me. It goes into great detail on StarTypes and how to use them, and it can be downloaded as a PDF file for free here. Second, for those of you who are not comfortable with reading ebooks, most of my books are available in paperback format on Amazon.com, although of course they have to be purchased. You can find them by searching for Michael Erlewine or by title. And last but not least, for those of you who are not astrologers or don't have the time or interest in studying astrology, I've written several personal StarType reports, readings based on your birth date and year. In putting these reports together, I've done exactly what I would do if you and I could sit down for an astrology reading and look at your chart together. And you don't need to know any astrology to read these reports. They contain no astrological jargon and are direct and to the point. StarType reports are about your personal star type and your particular life path or direction. And I've had a lot of fun designing a series of astrological image cards for each of the star types to make them easier to remember. These reports are available online, instantly, and can be purchased 24/7 in easy-to-read PDF format at this link.